Artificial intelligence is ridiculous. You toss a bunch of data into some computer code, apply some tricks from linear algebra, calculus, and statistics, which is already kind of insane, and then out of nowhere, a machine seems capable of reasoning. Okay, that may be a bit inaccurate, but we humans are in for a treat with what's coming our way. It is safe to predict the omnipresence of artificial intelligence in medicine and healthcare. However, many of us still don't fully appreciate the capabilities of current models and the rapid pace of this technological advancement. In fact, the quality and speed of recent developments should make us reconsider our understanding of our place in the world in the coming years. By now, we've heard a lot about the GPT, or Generative Pre-trained Transformer model, developed by OpenAI with support from Microsoft. Many of us have played with it or used it for work. We've been told that it's a type of AI known as a large language model, or LLM, and that it can be thought of as a fancy autocomplete system, which is fed with enormous amounts of text data that allow it to learn only to statistically predict the next word. That's why some scientists have gone so far as to call LLMs stochastic parrots, indicating that they lack understanding of the semantics behind their outputs. However, others argue that such claims oversimplify what LLMs can achieve and that there is something deeper at play. After all, these systems have demonstrated astounding capabilities across various domains, performing tasks that seem to require reasoning and comprehension of meaning. For example, LLMs can precisely summarize information, translate texts, answer detailed questions, write nuanced content, and tutor in advanced subjects. They can also maintain context over lengthy conversations and adapt their responses based on specific instructions or user preferences. All this suggests that LLMs go beyond simple word prediction. Through the now famous chat interface known as ChatGPT, we can access the GPT 3.5, GPT-4, and GPT-4o models today. First, GPT 3.5 is the LLM that powered ChatGPT when it was originally released in November 2022. It surprised the world and got everyone, even those with no interest in science, talking about AI. Then, GPT-4 was launched in March 2023, proving to be a significantly more powerful tool. Despite this, OpenAI's CEO, Sam Altman, recently called it the dumbest model we would ever have to interact with again. Apparently, OpenAI is already training their next-generation model. Finally, GPT-4o, which can seamlessly generate text, images, and audio, was released about a month ago, leaving everyone amazed once again. Now, onto our most pressing question. How will these powerful AI models impact healthcare, potentially saving lives and transforming medical practices? To begin with, ChatGPT is already being used by doctors, nurses, and other healthcare providers in clinical and research settings. Patients are also turning to it for health-related advice. So, this is our new reality. But what are the safest and most reliable ways to use it? That's the urgent question that the medical community, as well as the public, must address in order to establish appropriate guidelines. One thing is clear. We can't escape the pervasive influence of large volumes of data and AI algorithms in the future of medicine and healthcare. We're already witnessing their impact on both administrative and clinical tasks, such as clinical note-taking and documentation, health data interoperability, diagnostic imaging, genomic medicine, pharmaceutical research and development, medical education, and so on. Many issues in healthcare seem easily solvable through current technology at a quick glance. However, experience has shown that it's not so straightforward. As Microsoft's Peter Lee has pointed out, there can be an ill-founded optimism that bringing all the tech magic to healthcare will undoubtedly solve all sorts of problems without difficulty. But as he warns, that irrational exuberance ends up being a source of failure over and over again. Thus, having a measured approach and learning from mistakes will be crucial. With that said, what are some tangible implications of LLMs like GPT-4 in medical practice and education? Firstly, it is healthy to welcome this technology with a blend of skepticism and an open mind. I know firsthand that being wary of this strange world is the most natural reaction, especially for those who have directly dealt with the great complexity of medical science and practice. The thing is, once given a chance, these models quickly reveal their power and awaken our anxiety as they start to display an inhuman breadth and depth of knowledge and abilities. In the first place, GPT-4 can pass the U.S. medical licensing exam with ease, scoring over 90% on questions from steps 1, 2, and 3. Furthermore, you can ask it to explain its reasoning, and it will provide a detailed analysis of its answers. But that's only the beginning. You can also ask it to imagine what a patient with a given condition might be feeling, and it can seemingly empathize with the patient, expressing their thoughts and concerns. These capabilities suggest a future where AI can assist in not only diagnosing, but also understanding patient experiences on a deeper level. You can also have it read a case and role-play as the patient, allowing you to interact with it and practice your diagnostic and treatment skills. When you're done, ask it to assess how well you did. You'll be surprised by the results. In fact, I've done this myself. You can find that example in the comment section. The point is that, as an assistant or training guide, it proves to be incredibly valuable. This interactive approach might help in honing clinical skills and building confidence for real-world scenarios. One of the most impressive facts here is that GPT-4 was not explicitly trained for healthcare or medical applications. Instead, it's been educated mostly on data gathered from the vast open-source internet, with the actual goal of attaining general cognitive skills. Yet, as we've seen, it can perform quite specialized medical tasks with a surprising level of competence. But how? Well, it's still a bit of a mystery. It's unclear, for instance, where the capability of conducting a differential diagnosis comes from. Surely, we might argue that it's been trained partly on openly available medical textbooks, research papers, healthcare-related websites, and the like, so it must have learned a ton from those sources. However, it's also accessed unreliable, unscientific, and plainly wrong medical information. And it's still managed to perform well, as if it were somehow capable of filtering out the nonsense. Now, we may be entering the speculative realm here, but one hypothesis is that it's not just learning the facts contained in its training corpus. It's also distilling and picking up structural patterns from human language in ways we do not fully understand yet. This could lead to emergent properties in these LLMs, allowing them to reason or in some way show some level of intelligence. If true, that would explain their remarkable capabilities across specific areas, such as medicine and healthcare. This idea challenges one of the immediate questions that arises from the way these systems are trained. If we want these models to solve medical problems, why not train them solely on medical information? Initially, that would seem the most reasonable approach. However, if we accept that they're also acquiring general cognitive skills, that is, that they are learning to think from the structure of non-technical material, restricting their training could be counterproductive. Nevertheless, we must bear in mind that LLMs still come with limitations. They can certainly make mistakes and provide incorrect answers very convincingly. So it's obvious that we need trained individuals who can use these tools and check their outputs, right? The funny thing is that GPT-4 itself can perform that very verification task superbly. What does that mean? It means that we can have one instance of GPT-4 carry out a task, such as proposing a differential diagnosis, and then have a separate session of GPT-4 read over that work to spot errors. And guess what? It turns out that it's incredibly good at that process. Clearly, this can be a fairly useful tool for healthcare providers to verify their work, which could significantly enhance the accuracy and reliability of healthcare. Right now, some of us may be thinking, okay, these systems might actually become a great source of assistance for technical matters. This way, we may be freed to focus on the more human aspects of healthcare, such as communication, empathy, and emotional support. These machines may harbor absurd amounts of information, but they certainly are nowhere near competing with us in these humane matters. Well, let us stop there for a second. It's been shown that systems like ChatGPT can also help guide us in how to talk to patients and what to say to them. We may not need this for every single patient, but what about those difficult cases where the human component of the doctor-patient relationship is more challenging than all the technical stuff. Here is a simple example. Not too dramatic, but still useful to get this point across. Come to think about it, some practitioners might be less interested in obtaining help with diagnosis or treatment and more focused on receiving support for the humane parts of medical care. This is indeed controversial, but it's definitely one matter that we should be pondering. When we hear all of this, part of us might feel the excitement, while another part might experience the fear. So, which emotion should we be paying the most attention to? Both, probably. Therein lies the challenge. Navigating these mixed emotions is crucial as we integrate AI into our practice and systems. It is our responsibility as clinicians to take an active stance and drive the future of AI in medicine. By the way, you can support us on that mission by hitting subscribe. Thanks for watching.